call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for Tuesday, July the 21st. The first thing we'll do tonight is adopt our agenda. I do have a couple of additions to the agenda. On the consent agenda at 3C14, request permission for City of Oxford employees and members of the Board of Aldermen to travel to Washington, D.C. on September 21st through the 24th. On the regular agenda, under Development Services Engineering, at 8I, consider the request from Montgomery Martin Contractors, general contractor for the Anderson Road Student Housing Project, to close the intersection of Heritage Drive and Anderson Road for paving operations on Wednesday, July 22nd and Thursday, July 23rd. And then at 8J, request permission for overnight work hours for the Bell at Oxford Commons beginning Wednesday, July 22nd through Friday, July 24th. So those are all the changes I have. Does anybody else, did I miss any? Got it? Okay. All right. Could I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Just a few quick items to mention in a mayor's report. We had the floor signing for the St. Jude Dream Home that's going to be in Oxford. This will be our first ever St. Jude Dream Home. And I'm super excited about that. You'll see a lot of publicity starting next week. People selling tickets, and we've had so many generous community members step up that have donated land. Josh Samuels is building the house. Maximus Building Supplies donating all of the supplies. I know that Something Southern, Mark Colsey, is doing the staging in the house, and many others that have stepped in to be so generous. And so I know our community will support that, and I look forward to seeing this be an annual thing in Oxford. We did have an announcement on the square last week. Max South has generously partnered with us in a public-private partnership to offer free Wi-Fi to people when they're in the downtown area. It seems like a no-brainer that would be something that we would have, and we do, but now we have it in a very in a tangible way that it, even on a ball game weekend, even on double-decker, things like that, when we see the Wi-Fi get jammed up, it should still work, which is great for us late nights when people are trying to get Ubers as well. So we are very thankful to Max South. I just want to mention that students are about to be back, and so that means lots of moving out and moving in. And Amberlyn Lyles, who does a great job with environmental services, would ask, she did not ask me to ask this, but I'm asking on her behalf, for everyone's patience as we move forward with tons of garbage and lots of traffic in the coming weeks. That is it for the mayor's report. Let's move to the financial administration office. I'll ask you to request to approve the minutes of the regular Board of Aldermen meeting on July 7th.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request your approval of the minutes of the recess Board of Aldermen meetings on July 13th and July 14th.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve the accounts for all city departments.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request approval of emergency purchases that were made in response to Winter Storm Fern, which occurred January 23rd through the 26th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? I'll ask you now to consider the consent agenda with the one addition that we added.
Motion to consider the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Well, tell me I did not pick that sheet up. There it is. Okay. Next on our agenda is to consider appointments to multiple City of Oxford commissions. I'm going to do these just one at a time and ask for your approval. I would ask for your appointment of Jim Williams to the Courthouse Square Preservation Commission.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? I would ask for your reappointment of Jolie Nichols and Priscilla Wright to the Historic Preservation Commission.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? I would ask for your appointment of Marvin Smith to replace Diane Scruggs on the Historic Preservation Commission.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? And I would ask for your appointment of Dale Reiser to replace Virginia Lukenbach on the Historic Preservation Commission.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? I would ask you to reappoint both Don Fytel and David Rubenstein to the Pathways Commission.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? And I would ask you to reappoint Alonzo Hilliard to the Affordable Housing Commission.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Thank you all very much, and thank you to all of these generous citizens who have agreed to serve. I ask your permission to sign an agreement with the Economic Development Administration. Amberlyn?
Yes, ma'am. This is for, it's about the transfer station renovations, millions of dollars in the Solid Waste Authority with Three Rivers, that you won't lease the building, you won't, let someone else run our sanitation department at that location. And Pope can probably answer any questions. Other legal stuff. Yes, you can.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thanks.
Thank you. Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for Visit Oxford to host Third Thursday Music in the Park on September 17th, October 17th, November 19th, December 17th from 5 to 7. Rusty's here to seek approval for that.
Move we approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And request your permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the Oxford Lafayette County Chamber of Commerce to host Shop Oxford on November 14th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Rusty. Request approval for case 3371, final plat for the Heights Phase 6 subdivision requested by Oxford Commons Lots LLC, David Blackburn, for property located at Devonshire Drive, PPIN 37696. James.
Hi.
Hi.
So the applicant seeks final plat approval for the Heights Phase 6. This is a subdivision plat inclusive of 15 lots and a common area for stormwater detention. The subject property measures just about 2.5 acres off of Devonshire Drive. It's just to the west of FD Buddy East Parkway. It's the Heights neighborhood on the south side across from the high school. The preliminary plat for this request was approved at the November 18th meeting of the board as case 3283. The lots meet the dimensional standards of the underlying zoning, which is suburban residential. At the July Planning Commission meeting, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the final plat with 2 conditions. Those 2 conditions are recommended to you for approval with your memo. Happy to answer any questions.
Move we approve with conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Request approval for case 3372, preliminary and final plat for Montecito Medical subdivision requested by Montecito Medical Real Estate, Daniel Davis, for property located at 98 FD Buddy East Parkway, PPIM 40307.
Just one more for me. The applicant seeks preliminary and final plat approval, a subdivision plat for Montecito Medical. The subject property consists of a little over 14.5 acres on the south side of Mississippi Highway 6. It's part of a larger property which is bifurcated by FD Buddy East Parkway. This does rectify an illegal subdivision, so we're happy to move forward with it. At the July meeting of the July 2026 meeting of the Planning Commission, the Commission unanimously recommended approval of this plat with 2 conditions, a special exception, 2 variances related to development of this property, were the case of subject to case 3376, which was also unanimously approved by the Planning Commission. So staff is recommending approval of this preliminary and final plat with the 2 conditions listed in your report. Happy to answer any questions.
Move to approve with the 2 conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you all.
Thank you, James. Request permission to advertise for bids for a roof coating at the Old Activity Center. Mark?
Yeah, so the roof of the old activity center's been for some time now.
27 years.
Yeah, that's about right. There is money in the OPC account. We had a roofing expert look at it, and he recommended a liquid-based or silicon-based roofing system. There are 2 roofs on it now, so we have to remove one panel to apply the coating to the original roof. So that's what we're recommending. Tonight, we're just asking for permission to advertise.
Move we approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider change order number 1 from RKA Construction for the Development Services Annex Building. Mark?
So this is an owner requested item, change order. So during the renovation of the annex building, we initially planned to use that front office for the annex for storage and the upstairs office for the media and content manager's office. And as we got going on the renovation, we partially demoed the upstairs. It became pretty apparent that the downstairs office would be a lot better for Josh's proposed office. primarily because of ADA access and for natural light. So based on those two things, we got a change order from RK for $23,779.21. This would be a maximum amount because we may get some credit back if we don't fully finish the upstairs back. We're just going to use it for storage. So that's the maximum amount. That's the change order we're requesting tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions about that.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Request permission to advertise for bids for an audiovisual system in the Development Services Annex Building. Mark?
So we're looking to advertise for a system very similar to what we have here. We actually have a few more monitors. I don't know if you've seen that building. We'll have 2 monitors in the front, 2 in the side, mics throughout. But the plan is to have commission meetings potentially in that space, so we have to have connectivity. We got to have a rack, just like we have back here. We'll just ask for permission to advertise. And it's separate. It's budgeted separately than the construction project.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Mark. Request permission to advertise for the 26-27 material bids for the City of Oxford. John?
So every year we put out an advertisement to accept material bids for things like gravel, crushed stone, asphalt, pipe, water and sewer material supplies, stuff for environmental services, just a working bid that we work off of each fiscal year. We usually advertise in August so we can get the bids in September so you can approve them by October. So I'm here at me.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to advertise for bids for the Oxford Square crosswalk lighting in pavement project.
So think the crosswalks in the downtown area that we just recently painted to look like bricks. We're going to start here on the square and start putting in pavement lights that will be actuated by pedestrians as they walk into the crosswalk. The lights in the pavement will start to blink. So if you're driving around and it's dark, the lights will blink.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider the request from ICM Construction for extended work hours for concrete pours at Bramlett Elementary on either August 5th, 6th, or 7th, weather permitting.
Yeah, this is obviously just due to the heat and the need to get concrete cured and finished before, 115 degrees in the middle of the day.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider the request from Landmark Construction for early concrete pours at the Oxford Station project at Oxford Way beginning Friday, July 24th,
So Oxford Station
until
is,
October.
Yeah, until October. So
a
Oxford
long
Station
run
is the new large student housing development that's going in on Oxford Way. If you think where the Rise is, the one that's just being finished, this one is the one just to the east of that. They're clearing it and rocking and rolling. They're about to start pulling building permits and start concrete pours, and so they're coming with the usual request from now until October to do early morning concrete pours, and by early morning I mean they'll probably start about midnight and work through the early morning hours.
2 things.
Mhm.
One, Oxford Station is already the name of a development in Oxford.
Well,
Two.
this may be it's the station on that may be a typo, but it's not Oxford Station. I think it's
Okay.
the station on Oxford Way.
2,
But I'll check.
I would say restriction on weekends, on ball game weekends.
No ball game weekends.
Yeah. Other than that, that'd be fine with the times. That's a motion with those conditions.
Right.
Subject to our ability to pull.
Rescind the approval at your discretion.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a motion, and is that a second?
That's a second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Consider the request from Oak Hill Development along County Road 101 for water service. John?
So this is way up County Road 101, North Lamar, outside the city limits. There is a proposed development going in up there. By proposed, I mean very early stages. But they would like to get city water service. We do have a water main that goes up County Road 101 to about a quarter of a mile of this site. So they would have to extend our water main 2,000 or 3,000 feet to get to their property. We have no sewer in the area, so this is for water only. And this would be within our certificated area. There's no other water association in the area that would serve.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Request permission to submit a modification request to the Mississippi Municipality and County Water Infrastructure Grant Program to adjust the project budgets for Project 107-2-DW.15 and Project 246-2-CW-5.5.
So long story short, the MCWI program is winding down. One of these projects is the Highway 7 water and sewer relocation project that is done. And there's a little bit of money left in there to the tune of $86,000 and change. And what we want to do is transfer that money to the North Lamar sewer project, which is also finished. And that $86,000 would help us offset that one ran a little over budget. So we're looking to transfer the $86,000 left from Highway 7 to the North Lamar sewer project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Request to approve the low bid of Donald Smith Company, Inc. for the M-Trade Wells number 3 and number 4 project.
So 2 wells are already in at M-Trade to supply the future water plant. These would be an additional 2 on the other side of the creek. So there'd be a total of 4 wells supplying the new water treatment plant at M-Trade Park.
The 2 wells in front of their shop,
One of them is. One of them.
because there's 2.
Well, no, that's the sewer lift station that you're thinking about. The sewer lift station is housed in the building, but the wells, they're not a building around those. They're just pumps that sit up out of the ground.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the low bid?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Request to approve change order number 1 for the Gus Booker Sewer Project.
So this is a final quantity change order. Gus Booker Road's an annexed area off Highway 314. When we originally did the plans and specs, we, for whatever reason, neglected to include individual sewer services to all the houses along Gus Booker Road. So this change order takes into account where they had to go in and stick those in.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then the 2 additions to the agenda. Consider the request from Montgomery Martin Contractors, general contractor for the Anderson Road Student Housing Project, to close the intersection of Heritage Drive and Anderson Road for paving operations on Wednesday, July 22nd and Thursday, July 23rd.
So right off the bat, change. The roadway contractor cannot procure the necessary detour signage to do that work this week. So he's asking to do it one day next week, July 30th on Thursday, rather than tomorrow,
22nd, 23rd.
rather than Wednesday and Thursday of this week. He wants to do it Thursday of next week. Just one day is what they are asking.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the other addition, request permission for overnight work hours for the Bell at Oxford Commons beginning Wednesday, July 22nd through Friday, July 24th.
So the Bell is the big metal building that's going up off of Ed Perry as you pass Huddle House and the Malco and all that. They're putting the roof on this week and it's really hot. So what they've asked to do is work overnight and let those guys get done. Should be finished before the weekend.
So, we do get complaints every time we do overnight work in Oxford Commons. So just with that in mind, y'all, I know Aaron gets calls.
Roofing.
Wait, is this roofing or is this?
They're putting on a metal roof on the metal
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, roof's a lot, I mean,
Shouldn't be a lot of beeping and backing
well,
up.
unless they're moving, their lifts, I mean, that would be the only thing, but it's not like a concrete truck backing up.
No, the only thing you'll hear occasionally is the pipe pad of their air guns as they screw those things in.
Thoughts?
This one.
It's real hot. I know.
I'm not a
I-
roofer, but I know I don't want to be a roofer.
People complain.
I just think we just gotta let them get it done, as
Yeah.
hot as it is.
It is.
As long
That's
as
not
you put it
safe.
on, just get it done. I Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, I'll ask the board to consider an executive session.
Move to consider executive.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? The board will now consider an executive session.